Look down. Your body works. Right now, trillions of cells are coordinating in perfect sync. Your heart hasn't missed a beat in years. By every definition, you are a biological miracle. You're also a wreck. Your spine wasn't built to walk. Your eyes are wired backwards. Humans may be the only ape that can choke on a sip of water. 80% of you will spend years in back pain. And every single one of you carries an organ that can rupture for no reason at all. And when it does, you have hours. But what if it didn't have to be this way? What if every flaw could be fixed? What if scientists already know what a better version of you would look like? Today, from your feet to your skull, we're going to build them, one piece at a time. And by the end, you'll meet the human you were supposed to be. The question is, will you still want to be you? We start at the foundation, your feet. Each one is more complex than your hand. 26 bones, 33 joints, over 100 muscles and tendons packed into something the size of a paperback. But it was never designed to be there. 6 million years ago, our ancestors had feet built for the trees, long, grasping, made for climbing. Then we came down. We stood up, and the foot had to become something it was never meant to be, a foundation. The result is a compromise that doesn't quite work. The entire arch you stand on is held together by a single sheet of tissue, the plantar fascia, and it collapses constantly. 1 in 10 of us develops plantar fasciitis, pain so sharp it feels like stepping on glass. But that's nothing compared to what's above. Your knee is a hinge, built to bend in one direction, like a door. But your body asks it to twist, pivot, absorb impact equal to 7 times your body weight every time you jump. Something has to give, and it does. The ACL, the ligament holding your knee together, tears far more often in humans than in almost any other animal we've studied. Few species wreck their own knees as reliably as we do. So here's our first fix. The perfect human's knee isn't a hinge at all. It's a ball and socket joint, like the hip. Stable in every direction. No ACL to snap. No reconstruction surgery. No 30-year-olds walking like they're 70. That's piece 1. Hold on to it, because we're going to keep building. But the knee is only the first compromise we made when we stood up. Because the moment we lifted our heads from the ground, we asked something impossible of our backbone. Look at any 4-legged animal, a horse, a dog, a tiger. Their spine is a bridge, held up at both ends, weight spread evenly along its length. It works beautifully. Now look at yours. We took that bridge, and we stood it on end. Imagine taking a suspension bridge, rotating it 90 degrees, and balancing it on one of its towers. That's your spine. To survive this, evolution improvised. It bent your back into 4 curves: neck forward, upper back back, lower back forward, tailbone back. Like a stack of Jenga blocks trying to balance. It works. Barely. The cost? Your intervertebral discs, the cushions between your vertebrae, are now under constant vertical pressure they were never designed for. They dry out. They bulge. They herniate. 80% of adults will deal with significant back pain at some point. It's the leading cause of disability on Earth. Not heart disease, not diabetes. Your back. So we add the next piece. The perfect human spine is built for standing from the start. A reinforced vertical column with discs designed for compression instead of bending. No herniation, no 80% statistic. But evolution doesn't redesign. It just patches. And our spine is one of the worst patch jobs in the entire animal kingdom. Of course, there's one part of you that suffers from standing upright even more than your back does. and it's the part that has to come out of it. When we stood up, the pelvis had to narrow. A wide pelvis is great for giving birth and terrible for walking. A narrow one is the opposite. Evolution couldn't have both, so it split the difference and landed on a compromise that fully serves neither. This is the obstetric dilemma, and it's why human childbirth is among the most dangerous births of any mammal on Earth. Here's how absurd it gets. A baby chimp's head slides through its mother's pelvis with room to spare. A human baby's head barely fits. It has to rotate mid-birth, twisting 90 degrees inside the birth canal just to squeeze through. And even then, it doesn't really fit. So evolution did something extraordinary. It started ejecting human babies early. A newborn horse can walk within an hour. A newborn human can't lift its own head because every human baby is, biologically, a premature fetus. We're born months too early. If we waited any longer, our heads wouldn't fit through our mothers at all. For most of human history, around 1 in 100 births cost the mother her life. It was the single greatest threat to women on Earth. So we redesign it. The perfect human has a pelvis wide enough for a safe birth and still built for walking, or skips the problem entirely, finishing development in something like a marsupial pouch in safety. Either way, no rotation, no emergency surgery, no newborns that are really just unfinished fetuses. And yet, even after all of this, we still haven't reached the most badly designed part of your body. Not even close. Everything we've fixed so far, the feet, the knees, the spine, even childbirth, those were the small problems, the forgivable ones. Because the 3 worst flaws in your body are still ahead, the kind a first-year engineering student would catch on the first review. One of them makes you the only ape that can drown on dry land. One of them is installed completely backwards. And one of them quietly burns more energy than any other organ you own, while being too big to safely fit inside you in the first place. We're not done building. We're just getting to the parts that are actually broken. Take a breath through your mouth. Now swallow. Those 2 actions just use the same tube. Your pharynx, the passage at the back of your throat, is shared between your airway and your food pipe. Air goes down it. Food goes down it. Sometimes both at once. Most other mammals don't have this problem. Whales have completely separate pathways. Even your dog has far more separation than you do. Humans? We just hope for the best. The best is a tiny flap called the epiglottis that has to slam shut every single time you swallow. Miss the timing by half a second, and food goes into your lungs. Choking is one of the leading causes of accidental death worldwide, and we may be the only ape that regularly chokes on something as simple as water. Why build it this way? Because we made a trade. The same descended larynx that lets us choke is the one that lets us speak. Evolution swapped safety for language, so the perfect human gets both. Separate tubes for air and food, full vocal range, and no choking. But the throat is just the entrance. The real horror is downstream. There's the appendix, a small finger-shaped pouch in your lower right abdomen that does almost nothing. It once helped your ancestors break down tough plants. Now it mostly just sits there until the day it swells, ruptures, and floods your abdomen with bacteria. Then you have hours to reach a surgeon. Roughly 1 in 15 people will have to have theirs removed for an organ that does nothing. The perfect human deleted this part 6 million years ago. But the worst flaw in your body isn't your throat. It isn't your gut. It's the part reading these very words. Your eye is one of the most complex organs in the known universe. It can detect a single photon, distinguish millions of colors, Refocus from your fingertip to the horizon in a fraction of a second. It's also installed backwards. Let me explain. The retina, the layer at the back of your eye that detects light, is built from photoreceptor cells, the cells that should be pointing toward the light. They're not. They point away from it. Imagine installing a solar panel facing the ground, then drilling a hole through the middle so the wiring can stick out the front and block some of the sunlight. That is, anatomically, how your eye is built. The wires carrying signals from your photoreceptors have to run in front of them, then bundle together and punch a hole straight through the retina to exit. That hole is your optic disc, and it's why you have a blind spot in each eye. Your brain has been hiding it from you your whole life, filling the gap with educated guesses. Now compare that to an octopus. Its retina is wired the right way around. Photoreceptors facing the light, wiring tucked safely behind. No blind spot, no filled-in gaps. An animal with a brain the size of a walnut has a better eye than you do. And it gets worse. Your eye is filled with a jelly called the vitreous humor, and as you age, it breaks down. The pieces drift across your vision, what we call floaters. Some people get so many they can barely see through them. So the perfect human gets octopus eyes. Wired forward, no blind spot, no floaters, no slow decline. Crisp vision from childhood to old age. But evolution doesn't redesign, it just patches. Now we reach the part of you that controls everything and pays the highest price for being human at all. Your brain is the most expensive organ you own. 2% of your body weight, 20% of your energy. It runs hotter than the rest of you. It can't store fuel. Starve it for 4 minutes and the damage is permanent. And here's the cruelty. It's still too big. Too big for your skull to fully protect. Too big to be delivered safely through your mother. Too big for the jaw beneath it. Look at your teeth. You have 32. Or you would, if your jaw still had the room. Your wisdom teeth were essential to your ancestors, who had to grind tough roots and raw meat. As our diet softened, the jaw shrank. The teeth didn't. So in most modern humans, the wisdom teeth come in sideways, never erupt, or have to be cut out. A part of your own skeleton your jaw can no longer hold. And your sinuses. The largest cavities in your face have their drainage holes near the top. They drain upward, against gravity. So every minor infection leaves fluid pooling at the bottom, sitting there. It's why sinus infections in humans are so uniquely, reliably miserable. The perfect human's jaw matches its teeth. Its sinuses drain downward. Its skull is built around its brain, and that brain is smaller than ours, but more efficient. Less energy, same intelligence. But here's the strange thing. The brain, the most flawed, expensive, oversized organ in your entire body, is the only reason you're aware of any of this. The trade we made was extreme. Stability for intelligence, comfort for awareness, and the result is you. So, let's put the pieces together. Let's meet them. They stand on ball and socket knees, on feet built for the ground from birth. Their spine is a vertical column, reinforced for the weight it carries. No herniated discs, no 80% statistic. Their pelvis is wide enough for a safe birth and narrow enough to walk and run. Their babies aren't premature, they're born ready. They breathe through one tube and eat through another. They can't choke. They sing across 3 octaves without it ever costing them their lives. They have no appendix, no vestigial parts at all. Their eyes are wired forward, like an octopus's. No blind spots, no floaters. Clear vision for 100 years. Their jaw matches their teeth. Their sinuses drain with gravity. Their brain is smaller than ours, but more efficient. Same mind, lower cost. They live longer, they suffer less. They were never patched together by 6 million years of accidents. They are everything you were supposed to be. But you're not them. You're standing on collapsing arches, carrying an organ that might rupture for no reason. Reading these words through a retina installed backwards. And one day, your back will betray you. So why aren't you them? Because every single flaw in your body, every one, was the price of something else. The choking risk bought us speech. The ruined knees freed our hands to build tools. The narrow pelvis gave us endurance. Humans can run farther than almost any other animal alive. And the oversized brain that strains your skull and eats a fifth of your energy is the only reason you can sit here, watch this, and understand it. The perfect human in our simulation doesn't exist. Not because we couldn't imagine them. We just did. They don't exist because a body with no trade-offs is a body that never had to choose. And every choice your ancestors made, to stand, to speak, to think, broke something that used to work. You are not poorly designed. You are heavily edited. Maybe evolution never set out to build the perfect body. Maybe it just built the cheapest body that could still grow a mind capable of asking why it wasn't better. And that mind, the one reading this right now, is the single most expensive flaw evolution ever made. It's also the only one that ever got to complain about the rest. So here's the trait. Everything broken about you, the back, the knees, the eyes, the 6 million years of compromise, fixed. A body finally built on purpose. The only catch, it would never think to ask why it was lucky. Would you take it?